My name is Monica Gleberman, and you're listening to Silence on Set podcast. On today's podcast, we're talking to the cast of Ride, which is a brand new show that's going to be airing on the Hallmark Channel. The show is about a family, the McMurrays, who is part of a rodeo dynasty going back a generation as they struggle to keep their beloved ranch afloat. After a tragic loss, each character embarks on an empowering journey of transformation and self-discovery while also uncovering a twisted web of secrets. All of these secrets threaten to tear the family and their small Colorado town apart at the seams. So to start us off, here's Nancy Travis, Tiera Skovbye, and Beau Mirchoff. I find it so interesting. So you have Isabel, who's like a strong woman who's taking over because her husband has passed and she wants to keep this ranch alive, which is what so many people in this world are facing right now, whether they have a ranch, a farm, various things like that. And that's what she kind of represents. You have Missy, who is like an expert bull rider, wants to come back and she's helping, right? She wants to, teach and try to get everybody, where they should be in terms of the bull riding and kind of teaching her skills. And she's a badass, which I love. And then you have Beau, who's like trying to, although he feels maybe like a little off because he wants to be with Missy, but he's so talented and has so many like great things about him, and you're playing a veteran, so these are like the most strongest characters that they've interviewed in a long time. So for the three of you, I want to know, what does that feel like, what you're representing? So we have two super powerful women and then a very strong powerful man that's representing a vet and trying to live this life of keeping this ranch alive.
I can't really think of what it represents to other people, really, right? I kind of will go, it's too amorphous. It might make me go a little crazy. I have to think like, all right, who is this guy? What does it represent to me? And how do I do this the most honestly? And if I stick to the truth, then hopefully that's emblematic of other people's experiences. And usually that's how it works out for me.
I think of these people as every people. I think there's nothing special about Isabel. This is the struggle of most people. How to hang on to what you have, how to get what you've lost, how to survive what you've lost. You say it's like hanging on to the ranch but there are people just trying to hang on to a mortgage or hang on to whatever. I think that these people very much are emblematic of everybody's kind of trials and tribulations and joys and expectations.
It's a real opportunity with the show to showcase a very authentic family, who's dealing with very real things that everybody deals with, on no matter how big or small the scale is. Like at the core of it, it is people navigating life. And I think what's really cool is that we just really got to showcase that in a very authentic way that anybody can relate to one way or the other.
Yeah, nobody's a victim, which is great. Yeah. And they're, even if they're struggling like heck not to be. And that's for actors. That's the meat of it. That's what's so great is how do you get through that? And hopefully that's what we pull the audience along for the ride.
I love that, because by not being a victim, like I love like you saying that, because it's true. Because I don't think any of us consider ourselves victims. We're struggling to make it, right? And so that, if anything, that makes you a survivor or like someone that's just not willing to give up. And the three of you guys are those characters, are people that are not willing to give up. And I think that's why it makes it so relatable that so many of us watch it. Like I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till this is out so I can watch it with my family. Like this is such a family show because there's something that everybody can relate to, and you guys do it in such a great way. So I love that idea of like not being a victim, because it's very true for the three of you guys. Would any of you be open to playing a different character, or would you want to play a different character now that you guys have played, kind of gone through?
Gosh, I would like to play Isabel.
Really?
Yeah, the head matriarch, juggling a whole bunch of balls and dealing with all, like you're the keystone. You said you don't think of Isabel as that special. Like that's a good way to relate to it for the actor, but like she's special. Like she's got so much trauma and everywhere, and she has to keep everything afloat, keep this ranch going. Yeah, she's on a victim, but that is a really hard thing to do.
Go on.
Yeah, and you do a beautiful job at that, and you're inspiring for me to watch, and I just want to be you.
I didn't realize you meant another character on our show. I thought you meant in the zeitgeist. No.
Nancy, what character do I want to play next?
Scarlett O'Hara.
Tony Soprano.
I love that you would want to play Isabel. I think that's great because I agree. I agree with everything that you said. I do think that she's special. I think, and I agree from an actress perspective, you probably have to not view it that way, but she is special. I think all three of you are special.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like Valeria would be fun because she's got so much going on. There's so many secrets. There's so much backstory. There's so much that she's hiding and has had to navigate. And I think that would be really fun to, you know, it's one of those characters that like there's a lot less on the surface than maybe some of us. So I think that would be really fun to play with.
I don't know. I mean, I so love Isabel, but I mean, maybe it would be Missy because I feel like in a lot of ways, Missy is a younger Isabel. I mean, before life threw its curves at Isabel, I think she had the idealism and the vulnerability and the innocence maybe of Missy, you know, certainly before our show starts. That Missy. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of similarities between the two because both women are like pushing forward, right? And pushing it forward and making it work, figuring it out. So I wanted to ask you guys, so again, with the storyline being so honest and so real in a time where I feel like we need it the most to have a show where so many of us can communicate and this family communicates. And although there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of mystery and a lot of stuff that goes on the show, there's communication. Not every single thing is a fight. Not every single thing is an issue. So for you guys, how does that feel having a show on that is portraying that, yes, we can have conversations, we could have different opinions, but we could still make this work. We could still, you know, have a business going and still have things, you know, to move forward to, because that's something that we can all look up to.
Oh yeah. What a relief and kind of in the nick of time. I mean, and that's such a lofty thing to aspire to. And if that's the message we're sending, I couldn't be prouder. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, and at the end of the day, it seems so simple, doesn't it? I mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
Just little communication. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. With empathy.
I mean, the great thing about this genre too is really at the end of the day, it's bigger than you. I mean, you're in this land that's huge and expansive and it's bigger than a person. There are life issues and survival issues that are bigger than, you know, what's in your cappuccino, I guess. So,
but also very important.
It's important. Yeah, and I didn't say that lightly because I'm a coffee addict. So know where I come from here.
Up next is Sara Garcia, Jake Foy, and Tyler Jacob Moore. This is a very beautiful crew, must I say. The three of you.
You're right.
The crew is beautiful.
The crew behind you is great. They are beautiful. Trust us.
I wanted to ask you a super fun question, but the three of you could not be playing more different characters. Like the personalities between the three of you could not be more different. So
you're the first person to even. Yeah, that's a great thought. Yeah,
because like there's it's so different. Because you have like Jake, you're tough like rodeo badass hat wear, like all about living that life. You have Sarah, like Valeria, who's like a ranch hand, learning life, done it in her forever with some secrets. I mean, y'all have secrets, but with some secrets.
Y'all have secrets.
And then Tyler, like with Gus, you have some rich guy coming in. We don't know, good or bad, trying to buy the ranch, and that's like a no-no when you live on a ranch. Someone coming in. So the three of you like couldn't be more different. I asked you to kind of talk a little bit about your characters. I wanted to know, would any of you switch characters if you could?
I'm gonna say no.
I love tough. Yeah, I know.
I love you guys too.
I love Noah. Yeah, we could all swap. We could play it.
It could be fun.
We'll do it for you one time.
Yeah, maybe that's
today's not that day, but we will.
A season 2 nugget.
We'll pull characters out of a hat and see it. We'll do our best. I'm just over here frozen, like, what do I?
Yeah, like literally.
It's nice to have the money, right? That's
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say it was so funny because like Jake, you and Sarah answered right away, and Tyler was like, "Wait a minute, let me think about it."
Yeah, I'm like, maybe I would.
know. Yeah, next time we get together for a season 2, I'll keep my fingers crossed. I'll have to bring the script, and we'll make you all read different characters or something.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, and how we would do that.
Wow.
We should do that later.
We should do that.
Hey, if you do it later, I'll have to give you my email, and you guys.
Okay.
We promise.
You.
That's a great idea.
talk to me a little bit about your characters, because they're all coming from such different places, and it's so nice to kind of see a new show. Like, this is where this network's kind of heading into television shows. We're on a ranch. We're dealing with drama, like intrigue, romance, like all sorts of fun stuff is going on, and you guys get to play it. You get to play like cowboys, rich people, like all this fun stuff. What is that like for all of you? So tell us a little bit about your characters and like what fans can kind of expect for the show.
I'm Jake. I play Tough McMurray. I think with all the drama and intrigue, the piece that is missing from that little bit is the family and heart of the show. So we get to live in this like highly dynamic world where there's the rich and poor and the struggle in between, and then the dealing with love and loss. But for Tough, that's where he is at the center of all of it, defending the dynasty that he knows, trying to find his own creative identity, rebuilding with Valeria, and then staying strong for Mom and keeping Cash safe while we butt heads. So within all that, there's no shortage of stuff to tune in for.
I'm Sarah. I play Valeria Galindo, or Val, as the McMurrays call her. She's spunky, she's tough, she's resilient, she is guarded and has been through a lot in her life, and she's shrouded in mystery from start to finish. I like to call her a Jill of all trades. She has all these secret hidden talents and skills that unfold throughout the season, so I'm very excited for you all to see that journey.
I love Jill of all trades. I love that, by the way.
I love all trades. Yeah, and I got to be as well.
I'm Tyler Jacob Moore. I play Gus Booker. The character comes into this world as a bit of a stranger, a bit of an outcast, outsider, and he's got his own issues and his own drama, but very different than the rural community and the ranching and rodeo community that he's coming into. I mean, it's a blast to play with these characters and this cast, obviously, clearly. Gus is fascinating for me to play because of the complexity of being an outsider and wanting to be a part of this community and feeling like he doesn't quite belong and would love to belong. And then, feeling how they respond to him sort of in an antagonistic, constantly reminding him he does not belong in this community. So it's really fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's fun to sort of have that and feel that energy and like deal with that and navigate that emotionally in the character. Not in real life, because they're all lovely and I enjoy it.
It's also funny that you guys are all dressed very similar to your characters. It's very cute that you guys all look very like your characters. I love it.
McMurrays go to town.
That's true. I think Val actually does
show.
wear a pattern dress at one point.
I wanted to ask, in terms of the ranch life, so Jake and Sarah, for you guys, what was it like kind of prepping and really trying to make it as accurate as possible for what people really struggle through to kind of survive and keep their ranch? And then Tyler, for you, in terms of someone coming in, like you said, you're an outsider, you're kind of an enemy when it comes to someone that owns a ranch or a farm, when anyone wants to come in and try to like buy anything. And there's questions, right? Like, what are his motives? What are the intent? Those kind of things. So what did you kind of go through to try to make that work for you as an actor on the show?
Yeah, Hallmark's done an amazing thing in creating this story that's so vivid that stepping into saving the ranch was just not a chore at all. And it became that for the cast and crew, from our creators, Rebecca Boss and Chris Macy. We were really, really defending McMurray Ranch from the get-go, and that made our work so much easier. And then getting along with each other was also just icing on the cake.
Hashtag save the ranch.
Yeah, hashtag save the ranch.
For me, I didn't know anything about this world or this life before coming into this project. So it was a big learning experience for me. And the one thing that I'll take away is that I'm half Uruguayan, and ranching culture is very much integral to Latin American culture. It's part of our history. And I got on set on the ranch on the first day, and I just felt this feeling of coming home, and then I wanted to learn more and understand why Valeria is so passionate about being a steward of the land. And I'm still on that beautiful journey, and I'm very grateful for it.
I think I love an underdog story to begin with. So the idea of showcasing how difficult rural small town communities have it and ranching life is was great to be able to portray that and see that. And I think for my character to sort of portray the big business, the man, the people with money, the people with power that are always taking away, always coming and, threatening to take away this lifestyle and this very simple, lovely community. Tough to wrap my head around at first because I'm I'm not naturally looking to purchase land or
tear people down. You're not looking to tear people down normally.
Right. But I don't think, I don't think Gus is either. I think he's just from a different world. And I think, trying to understand that world. And I think right now, everything is very divisive and very, antagonistic right now in society in general. So I really like the idea of having a show where we get to see this, how the other half like having my character and his wealthy background interact with, rural people and small town communities, and hopefully, try to bridge the gap and find a common ground, I think is another one of the many great things about the show that I think people really like and I think is good.
Our show is all about building connections.
Yeah.
In many different forms. And I think that's part of the beauty is forgiveness, connection, community, and
having new understanding for people that may not see the world the way that you do.
That leads into my beautiful segue, my last question, which is just basically to play these three characters that are so different, kind of how we started off talking about their differences. I mean, there's drama, but that you guys are able to communicate at points and kind of get further along helping the family, whether it's the ranch, further along, whether it's like money and understanding the ranch life, wherever your characters are, there's communication. There's not just like argument and fighting 24/7.
Right.
So what is that like to have a show where you're representing that when you all represent different parts kind of the world? And then what are you looking forward to for fans to see?
With us, like that's exactly where we're coming from in our work as well. We all come from very different backgrounds and we're coming to the table trying to make the best show we can from all our different vantage points and working with people who really have to show up despite their differences to work that land and see another day is exactly why we're excited about the show. I'm really excited about every time we get together as an ensemble, whether that's at the rodeo or the dance hall. All those moments have been the most fun for us to shoot. So to get to come into our world a little bit feels exactly like it does on set.
And just to piggyback off of that, our show is about love in all its different forms. You have familial love and friendship and community and romantic love. And it really is that love is a choice. Love goes beyond our differences. It goes beyond our flaws. It is about forgiveness. And we choose each other every single day. We choose each other as a cast and a crew. And the McMurrays choose each other over and over and over again. And that's really what I hope the audience takes away from Ride.
I just want to say, I think what a great perception, or that you perceive that the show is about communicating, your differences and being willing to come to the table and communicate those. And I think that's so great. What a wonderful thing to be a part of, a show that right now, something that we need desperately is the ability to communicate with each other. We're all separate. We had a pandemic. Everybody's in their own separate little worlds. And then we have separate algorithms that are pushing us into, very small, narrow worlds. So to have a show that you can watch together as a family, to have a show that, everybody's not on a different screen watching something different or doing something different in the living room. You actually have a family show that everybody can find something, whether it's the romance between, like my character and Missy early on, and then her character and Cash, or the family drama, or the action sequence of the rodeo. There's something for everybody in the family. So I think it is something that everybody can watch together, which is a rare thing. And I'm really proud to be a part of something that does that.
Hope you guys enjoyed listening to the cast of Ride talk about their brand new show and what fans can expect. The show premieres on March 26th on the Hallmark channel, so make sure you go and check it out. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're updated on all of our latest podcasts, and head over to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe so you're updated on all of our video content.